destination. So we are going to take a moment. So we're going to take about like 5 minutes to look for a destination. So where do you want to be right now? If you could be in any place, any location. I selected Hawaii here as an example, or Paris in France, at the Eiffel Tower, just as an example. But we would like all of you to look up an image representing the location that you really, really want to be at right now. If you can have your ultimate vacation destination, where would it be? And the way you're going to actually add this to your background is pretty simple, hopefully. So down here at the bottom, it's kind of blurry, so I apologize for the image. Where you see stop video or where you see start video, there's going to be a little arrow, and down at, you're going to click the arrow and a menu will pop up. So you're going to see FaceTime, HD camera, tech, just it's the camera selection. And then right below that, you're going to see video settings. And then you might even see choose a virtual background. And if that's the case, you're going to hit either video settings or virtual, choose a virtual background. And you're going to click that once you have an image. So first, you're going to take about like 5 minutes to look on Google, search for that destination that you're really looking forward to going to in the future, or you wish you were at right now. You want to save it onto your computer. So whatever image you find on the internet, go ahead and save that onto your computer. And then you are going to go ahead and once you select this button here, choose a virtual background, you can hit the add button. There should be an add button if you don't have any images already registered in Zoom. And then you can add or import from your computer that image. So you can save it to your desktop and then find it on your desktop and then upload it. So we're gonna give you about like 5-ish minutes to go ahead and look for one. Some people are already on top of that, already working on it. I'm gonna do that too, because right now I have my Zoom video, so I'm gonna do the same. Or I have my summer bridge background, not my Zoom background. Okay, so I'm gonna exit. And if you go through the video settings on that little arrow, you can also change your background that way. Or enable your HD camera. You do want to select video settings. Not video settings. What am I talking about? Choose virtual background. So right at the top where it says choose virtual background, there's a little plus sign. I'm gonna add a video or image. Apparently you can add a video too.
So just so you know, we have a lot of people, or a couple of people in the chat saying that it doesn't work for them.
Let's see. Okay. It's okay. Yes, so if you can't, for some reason your video isn't working, then yeah, you could definitely let us know through the chat what is your ideal destination. So we have, let's see. So it's not working for you, Nick? No. Boo. So if it doesn't work for you, it might just be that you have to go into your Zoom settings and enable the camera virtual background setting. That could be the issue. And then if you do Google, like let's say, obviously not right now, but let's say in you know, the future, you want to know how to add a Zoom image, virtual background, then you can also just Google it. I was able to find a video and it kind of just walked me through the steps on what to do. Okay, so let's read a few of these. Ooh, so Deanna says her location would be Dubai. Very cool. And then Roberto said his destination, ideal destination would be Manzanillo, Jalisco, which is in Mexico. Very cool. And let's see. Lena says she would choose Italy. Elizabeth Arona says she would go to Spain. That's very, I've never been to Spain, but definitely on my wish list, bucket list. Let's see, Ashley Calderon, her destination would be Cancun. That's very, I've never been to Cancun either, but definitely on my list. Eduardo says Acapulco, Mexico, which I've actually been to Acapulco, so that's very cool. Let's see, Bora Bora for Christian. And Jessica too, Bora Bora. Nice. Sophia says she would be in Paris, France. We have Jacqueline with Bora Bora. Ooh, a lot of Bora Boras this morning. Ooh, Machu Picchu. That's Jasmine's selection. And then Julisha. Paris as well. We have Nick with Japan. I definitely want to go to Japan as well. That's on my list. Sama says yes, Japan. And let's see, Michaela with the Philippines. So today we're just gonna roughly go over an introduction of, let's see, let me share my screen so y'all can see. There we go. We're gonna go into just a rough intro on general degree overview. And the reason why is because there will be a degree overview, general degree overview happening today from 2 to 3, I believe. We'll visit Canvas today to sort of go over the content for today's date. But we just wanted to, you know, introduce some of the terminology, that way you know what to expect for later today. So for your degree requirements. So in your degree, it is made up of 3 parts totaling at least 120 units. And so about 28 units is your general education. Your major units vary by major. So it could be that you're in an arts major or you're a psychology major, and those are going to vary. And then you have your electives, which again, those will vary as well. And you can find all of that information through the department web pages. They will have their information as far as breakdown of how many units for your major and how many of those units are counted as electives as well. For example, we have here a philosophy major would have to complete those 48 units of GE. And then in that major, they require 36 units that are core major classes. And then there are 36 that are elective units as well. I don't know if, Angelica, you wanted to add anything else to that?
No, I think that's great. I think you'll have other slides, and then y'all will be getting another presentation on degree overview and GE requirements, I believe, tomorrow, that will go more in depth. We just want to give you a quick overview of that. And I believe we'll be showing you too how you can look at specific majors to see the unit breakdown for each. And then if you stop by during one-on-ones, we can look at this more closely with you based on your specific major.
Okay, so then, so GE is made up of lower division and upper division courses and additional graduation requirements. So under lower division, there are 5 categories. There's area A, B, C, and E. So under area A, we're talking about written and oral communication. So that includes your English class that you may have already been signed up for this fall. And then under area B is quantitative reasoning and scientific inquiry. So that is going to be your science or your math. That's going to be under area B. Area C, it's arts and humanities. And this is going to vary. If you look at the catalog, there are going to be some Chicano Latino studies courses under arts and humanities, but they might actually show up under area D as well. So it could be either or. So area D is social sciences. And then there's also area E, which is the lifelong learning and self-development. Let me just double check that I didn't miss anything here. Yes, that's it for the slide. And then additional graduation requirements. So in order to graduate from Sonoma State, you are required to take an American institutions, U.S. Constitution, state and local government, and critical race studies courses. So we're talking about a history class, a U.S. history class, and a political science, poli-sci class as well that you're required to take before you leave Sonoma State University. And then the critical race studies, that's going to be like an ethnic studies class. And in the school catalog, it should all be listed under a description of the course. It will let you know, like, oh, this class, it actually fulfills your requirement in social sciences and your critical race studies or ethnic studies area. So just always look at the description of a class and meet with your advisor, meet with us so that you are on top of the classes that you need to fulfill every semester, and so that you're aligned and on track to graduate. Most of these can be double counted. So like I was mentioning, a class might be, sorry, this is for specifically these courses would be under Area D, so social sciences, most of them. So like the American institutions, U.S. Constitution, and state and local government. The critical race studies, that varies. It could be in Area D or it could be in Area E. Let's see, next one. Did you want to go over this one, Angelica?
Sure. So we know that this can be kind of overwhelming when you think about, okay, I have GE and major courses and elective courses over the course of 4 years, right? So let's break it down a little bit and just talk about what you would want to focus on for your first year. So we really want students to start building on those foundational skills, like your reading and writing skills, your math skills, your oral communication skills, so like your public speaking, and then your critical thinking. And so those are going to be found mostly in the Area A that Dayana was talking about. And then if you have room in your schedule, then we want you to fit in additional GE or courses that will help you explore majors if you're undeclared. So during your first semester, you could work it out to have your English and math, and many of you are already pre-enrolled in English and math, which is great. So that work has kind of already been taken out for you, and then you'll just have to find maybe 2 to 3 more classes to fill in your schedule. And for second semester, if you weren't able to take your oral communication and critical thinking in your first semester, we would recommend doing that in your second semester. And then again, just fill in the rest of your schedule with your GE or major exploration courses. Many of you are also enrolled in the EDEC 160 course. That's a year-long class that actually will meet your critical thinking requirement in the second semester. So you're already going to cover that. So that's a really great piece about being in Summer Bridge, is we help pre-enroll you in some of these requirements to take out that guesswork, and then you just want to work with us to fill in the rest of your schedule with other GEs or major courses. The next piece, we've got a few tips to help you stay on track. So as Dayana and I were mentioning, trying to double count some courses with your GE so that you don't have to take more courses than you need to, right? You can save time and money by double counting some courses. So for those of you that are still exploring majors, we have various courses that will help you do that also count for your general education. That's why it's important to come meet with us so we can help you find those classes that double count. And we encourage you to declare a major, for those of you who are undeclared, before you reach your junior standing, so before you reach 60 units. The reason behind this is because usually students will work on their GEs, and that usually takes about a couple of years. So by the time you reach your junior standing, if you've finished your GEs and you're still undeclared, you've reached this point of, well, what do I take next? So we really want to make sure that you are exploring majors and can declare that before you reach that point where you've got nothing left to take. If any of you have completed or passed any advanced placement or IB or college level courses in high school, we want to make sure that you submit those test scores and college transcripts to admissions and records, because you may have college credit that you're sitting on, and we want to make sure you get that applied towards your degree so that you don't have to take more classes than you need to. I often see students who have passed AP English or AP Spanish or AP History or AP Gov, and they get college credit for that. It can help count towards some of your general education. So if you have any of that, please come talk to us so we can help you make sure that that credit gets posted. And of course, just connecting with your academic advisor every semester.
So that's really the really short intro, like I was mentioning, on GEs. We do definitely encourage you to attend the GE presentation that is happening. And then, so I'm gonna actually pull up. There we go. Am I still sharing my screen?
No.
No? Okay. Sometimes I think I'm tech savvy, and then other times I'm like, I don't know if I am. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna go onto Canvas now. So today is Thursday, June 25th. Just as a reminder, you don't have a Zoom class for your reading and writing or quantitative reasoning workshops. You can access your reading and writing cohort here, and then you can also contact Emily during her office hours by appointment. So please take advantage of that, get to know Emily and meet with her. And the same thing goes for Jiang Ling. So no Zoom today for those 2 classes, which will be a really nice break, since I know a lot of us are a little bit tired. And I'm sure, you know, a lot of the information you're getting hit with a lot of information, so it's nice to have a little break. You are going to meet, however, with your summer bridge leaders. So that's from 12 to 12:50. And it is the same Zoom link. So the Zoom link that you used today, this morning, it's the same one. So you're going to go ahead and click that and see Giovanni and Sama. We are available for one-on-one advising. So from 1 to 5, please sign up, come meet with us if you want to explore your major. If you have questions regarding your classes this fall semester, what are you likely to take? If you have any questions, financial aid, we will be going over financial aid next week, but please feel free to meet with us. The earlier the better. That way we're not waiting till the last minute right before we register next week. Again, there's that reminder that there will be a cultural affinity group meeting from 1 to 2. So that's the BFSA and BSU club meetings. So if you're interested, here's the link. And then to do on your own, of course, there's some videos. We also have the Redwood Credit Union financial literacy. So do take advantage of these modules. They're pretty small, or they're mini modules. So we're just gonna click on one to see what it looks like. So it's an interactive module. So you're gonna, walk through this. It's going to go over some vocabulary terms. So what is a personal checking? What's a business checking? Joint checking. You're just going to keep going through this. And this is super important. Why? Why? Why do y'all think this is important? Why is it important to learn about checking accounts and savings and all that good stuff? You can write it in the chat box as well. Nobody? So let's see, for when we have to do major taxes for houses and stuff, yeah. Even if you're working as a student, you might have to do your own taxes. So that's going to be important to get acquainted with finance. What does that look like for you? Because we're learning to be independent and manage money. That's right, Elizabeth, we are. So we're not living under our parents' roof, or maybe we are, but we are now 18 and on. So we're gonna have to start learning about managing our own money. What does that look like? And yes, college can be a lot of money for some of us, Vanessa. So How can we budget? What does budgeting look like? You know, it's never too early to start looking into it, and to practice those budgeting tips and techniques, to have a place to put your financial aid money or work money. Yes, Angelica. So where are you going to start putting your money? You're going to start getting paychecks. You're going to, if you haven't had a job and now you're going to start working, how are you going to cash that money? Where are you going to save it? These are all really important questions that we need to start learning about. Yes, so piggy banks are not recommended anymore. So definitely it's good to start looking at these accounts, getting used to a debit card, credit card. What are the differences? I used to work at a bank, and you'd be surprised, a lot of people don't know the differences between a credit card and a debit card. So you know, I saw a lot of different situations where young adults would end up getting a credit card, and then they had no clue that you had to pay it back. So that's really important to just sort of start reading up on these topics. So definitely take a look at these modules. Here's the creating a budget module. So again, just different tips on why you should be creating a budget and how, and what's breaking down your budget look like. Is coffee really important every day of the week? Maybe not. You'd be surprised how many people, especially advisors and faculty, that, you know, buy coffee every day. I know that my partner would look at our credit or debit or credit account, whatever it was, and would say, you've been spending coffee every single day. Is that necessary? So yes, definitely taking a look at your expenditure. What are you spending money on every single day? And then creating healthy habits. That goes into finance as well. So what can you do to create healthy financial habits? And again, that's like spending your money wisely, making those calculations, having a pie chart. Okay, how much money am I spending on my utilities, and how much money am I spending on clothing? And is it necessary to spend money on clothing every month? Maybe not. Now I'm a college student, so maybe that's not the best idea. So go ahead and walk through those today at any time. We also have Meet the Majors, so two really big things going on today with the Redwood Credit Union mini modules, and then Meet the Majors. So I'm just going to click on our slide deck, because this is going to be really important for those of you that are still exploring majors and minors. So maybe, so we have here the 5 schools at Sonoma State. So there's the School of Science and Technology, School of Social Sciences, School of Arts and Humanities, and it breaks it down into all of those subcategories. The School of Business and Economics and School of Education. So if you go through this slide, you don't obviously have to go through all of them, just the ones that you're interested in. So let's say you didn't even know we had an American Cultural Studies option. Then you can start looking into what that's about. And you can also click on the website. So all of these slides are gonna have links, and it will take you straight to our Sonoma State website. The department information is going to be on there. So again, that breakdown of your GEs, your major core classes, and your electives are going to be found in this link. Again, art history, and some may not. So like this one, for instance, does not have a link. So that's pretty easy. What I like to do is go to Google, and let's put art history Sonoma State. Bam, the first one, now we're at the Department of Art and Art History. So again, here are the degree programs. There's a BA in Art History, BA in Art Studio, there's that Bachelor of Fine Arts, and then it also breaks it down into the minors. So let's say you wanted to do a minor in Art History, well, you have that information here, and it does break it down into units and courses. So definitely something to look at. Here's Chicano Latino Studies. A lot of these sites are gonna either have a link or they're gonna have a contact. So for Chicano Latino Studies, let's say you wanna learn a little bit more, you're interested in Chicano Latino Studies, but you're not sure if you wanna major or minor, then you can definitely reach out to Ron. He's the chair and associate professor, and he's actually included his email address. So any questions that you may have regarding Chicano Latino Studies, feel free to reach out to those resources and ask questions. But definitely check out the department websites as well, because those questions that you may have may already be answered on our website. So it just continues on. There are a lot of different references. And then I'm gonna hand it over to Angelica, who's gonna go over our catalog. So this is kind of a really fun way to look at things because it's very visual and there are pretty pictures. And so this is why we wanted to share with y'all. And this is actually something that was created for Summer Bridge. So it's pretty fortunate that we have this and that different departments participated and created their own slides to share with all of you. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop.
Thank you. And there's a couple questions in the chat on where to find that slideshow. It's in Canvas for today, correct?
Yes, so it is on Canvas. Let me go back to it just so we can answer that question. So here I selected day 4, which is today's date, Thursday, June 25th. So let me go back. Oh, let's see, modules, there we go. So you can go to modules or you can go to course. So you're gonna go to Summer Bridge course or cohort 8. Let me just click student view. So this is what you see. So you're gonna go under student resources to week 1, you're gonna go to day 4, which is today, Thursday, and then all the way to the bottom, right below the Redwood Credit Union modules, where it says do it, you are going to see meet the majors. And so the slides that I went through are the first link. That's going to be found in the first link. All right. And there are a few other links on here too. So there's the first year advising guide for all major and degree programs, and this is for all majors. There's a department degree program advising webinar videos, which is optional and not all majors are included. And then again, there's that major degree program flyers, and these are not all majors are included in here. So you can just click on these links to see what is included. So as you can see, this is on, the flyers are included in Google Drive. So there's only a few on here. So if you're interested in philosophy, then maybe this is a place where you would go to look at the philosophy course brochure. I know that some of us are interested in economics, so there is a flyer on here for economics and business. So definitely take a look at those if you are interested. And then this here, again, it's videos that have been collected in a Google Drive as well. So there is Hutchins, So anybody that's interested in Hutchins, there's a few videos included here that you can watch. All right, so now I'm going to turn it on to Angelica. Let me stop sharing.
Perfect. So I'm going to share my screen, get to a Google tab. I'm glad that Dayana showed you all how to Google things. Google is really the quickest way to get to some of the information on our website so that you don't have to try and figure out what part of our website had that information. So what's that?
I said I completely agree. Our website is just filled with so much information. It's just easier to go to Google.
Yeah. So even as advisors, we do this because we can't always remember the pathways. So I'm going to show you specifically the catalog, which is basically just that. It's a catalog of every policy, major program that Sonoma State has to offer. The quickest way to get to it is by Googling SSU catalog. That's my go-to. It's going to be the first link. And as soon as you get onto that, just double check that it is the most current year. So we are going into fall 2020, spring 2021, the academic year. What we call our majors are actually programs. So the most common term that we use is major. The university calls them programs. So we're going to search by programs by department. The easiest way, so this is a listing of all of the majors and minors that we have at Sonoma State in alphabetical order. So for those of you that are undecided, you can definitely search through here and go, what's anthropology about? What's art history? Oh, there's so many options. And even for those of you that are declared, you can go here to look at specifics on the major that you're actually declared. So someone give me a major to look up. And I don't see my chat, so someone let me know. Anyone. Or I can pick one.
We have kinesiology.
Kinesiology, thank you. So let's say I'm undecided and I'm thinking, okay, kinesiology, I've heard of that, but what the heck is it? Let's go there. You can see that we have just the bachelor's degree. If there are minors, you'll notice it's listed there. So we can click on this. And the thing about the catalog is that all of these are active links. So anytime you see the blue font with a line under it, it's an active link, which I love. So it gives you the breakdown that we were talking about in our beginning presentation about how many GE units there are, how many units are required for this major. And these support courses are also part of the major. And then it tells you how many remaining units you have for electives. And your electives can be used for a minor if you want to, or if you want to just take some random fun classes to fill up those units. So every major that you click on will give you this breakdown to show you how much. And then it breaks it down by courses that are part of the major. So these are the support classes. You'll notice that you have to take biology and math for this major. And then it breaks it down even further to the core classes for this major. So you'll see a lot of kinesiology specific courses. Some majors have concentrations. So it'll have an overlapping bachelor's degree in kinesiology. But within that, you can also specialize by choosing a concentration. For kinesiology specifically, we have 3 different concentrations. And the first one is great for folks who want to become physical therapists or go into medicine. The lifetime physical activity is great for folks who just love health and wellness, maybe want to go into coaching or teaching, physical education. And then our interdisciplinary concentration is great for folks who want to go into occupational therapy. So again, if there are concentrations, these are active links that you can click on to then view a little bit more about that specific concentration and then the courses that are required for it. So you'll see that this exercise science concentration has a lot more chemistry and physics than some of the other concentrations within it. What I love about this too is because if you're looking at this and saying, well, what exactly is this class about? Again, it's an active link, so you can click on it and it'll give you a description of the actual class. So for some courses, the title of it's a little hard to understand what that class is going to be about, what you want to learn. So I love showing students how to look at the course description so they can read what it's about, what they might learn. And then it also gives you an idea if you have to take certain classes before you take this one. So for instance, as a prerequisite, it tells you you have to have anatomy before you can take this course. You have to have biology 220, which is anatomy. So we don't expect you all to advise yourselves and use this on your own without us. We can definitely show you how to use this tool so that if you needed to revert back to it to refresh your memory or look at it when we're not available, you can definitely use this on your own. So again, Google's a great way to find that. Any other majors that folks want me to look at and just kind of go with you? Let me get out of that.
We had one more. Paleo.
Paleo. That's a minor, and I forget where it's listed. I think it's maybe anthropology, geology. There it is. So we don't have a major in it, but we do have a minor in paleontology. So if you click on that, it doesn't necessarily give you too much coursework on it because it is a program that you get to build with your advisor within that department. So it gives you the contact info for the advisors in the anthropology, geology department, a brief description of that minor, and they do require 2 courses, which are part of the core. And then the remainder of it, you get to work with the advisor to sort of round out what else will make up the rest of that minor. So anytime you see that minor electives and it advises you to work with your advisor, it means that you get to choose some of those classes that are part of it. They give you some recommendations on what you can take. And you'll notice there are courses within anthropology, bio, geology, geography, and it's up to you to work with the advisor on it to determine which courses you want to choose to make up your minor. Make sense? This is a really cool tool. I love it. Again, if you're like, what's invertebrate biology? I'm not a science major, so I legit don't know what that means. And I'd have to click on it and go, oh, okay, so it's morphology and ecology and behavior. Didn't know that.
And then it looks like Ruben has a question, he says, on his major. Ruben, did you want to ask? Or you can type it in the chat box, Ruben.
So I do, well, my major is chemistry, but I wanted to know if, well, I don't know. Well, okay, so I wanted to do chemistry, but I don't want to do it anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, like, is there any way, like, when we're registering, or do I just have to, like, stick with chemistry? And
not at all. We don't want to force you to stick with something you don't want to be in, right? So we would want to meet with you to kind of get a better understanding of maybe why you first chose chemistry, if you have any kind of interest, or what we might want to explore before we go into registration.
Okay.
But yes, you don't have to stay in chemistry if you don't want to. And that's true for other folks who are in majors right now that maybe they're thinking it's not what they want and they want to look into something else. So please come meet with us and we can chat about that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so we have, oh, geez. Okay. We're basically out of time now. I wanted to do a quick little game, but maybe we'll save it for a different day. So any other questions that you'll have?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, Roberto?
I just want to know more about the Vesta program, or is that something I have to do a one-on-one advising with you?
What was the program?
The Vesta, the viticulture program, you guys? I think it's new, fairly new.
Did you say Mesa?
Vesta. It's a very cultural program.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that. Angelica, are you? Let's see.
There I am. Sorry, I was muted. I've heard of it briefly, but you're correct. It is new. I know that our wine business major used to be just the business side of it, where it's marketing of wine. And we've recently partnered with SRJC, the local community college, to help create a concentration that's more geared towards wine making and that sort of like wine business side of it. But I'm not too familiar on the actual VESTA program itself. But I believe it is referring to that partnership that we have with a community college. But definitely reach out to us because we'll look into it more and kind of help you navigate what it is and how to get connected for sure.
Yeah, I signed up for a one-on-one advising for tomorrow.
Perfect.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
We'll make sure that we look at it a little bit more before you come in and meet with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any other questions? All right, well, we're at 9:50. So, well, I guess we really don't need the 10-minute break because you're not going on to your next Zoom break. But it's nice to have breaks, and we've been talking about, you know, wellness and taking care of ourselves. And as a reminder, tomorrow, we will not be having a one-on-one. We won't be having an advising session at 9 a.m., but you are going to have a wellness day presentation at 9 o'clock. So I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen again. So we're on Canvas. If you go to modules and you go down to day 5, which is Friday, you're gonna see Wellness Day Workshop. And so you're just gonna log in. It's a Zoom room, and we will have a guest demo a cooking show, I guess. So stay tuned. It shall be really fun, and I'll be there. So I really want to learn how to make this dish. I actually know what the dish is, and it sounds really delicious. So definitely make sure to attend 9 to 9:50. And then here we go. So then tomorrow from 2 to 3, there is going to be that SSU degree and general education overview. So we just did a quick little intro, but you really do want to attend the degree and general education overview Zoom link or Zoom room as well. So that link is on day 5 or Friday tomorrow. Definitely be sure to attend because they're going to break it down to every little bit. Every detail is going to be on that presentation. All right. Alrighty. Well, if we don't have any other questions, we will let you continue on with your day.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Just wanted
Hope to see you later this afternoon.
Yes, and sign up for our one-on-ones. And don't forget to see your Summer Bridge leaders at 12 today.
Right here.
They're here.